We're live. What's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the Detox Podcast, episode 286 to be exact. If you're new here and enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing. We've got a whole bunch of that stuff going on around here. When you do subscribe, leave a like or hang out with us in the live chat like you're going to do today. Helps us share conversations and laughs like this with more people. So do consider doing that. Helps us out a ton. Also, got some fun stuff linked down below. I've got music. I've got my Instagram. I've got my guest's Instagram, which you'll definitely want to check out. And I'll be introducing them in just a second. But before I do, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about vacations. All right, it's full-fledged winter out there right now. The days are as short as they possibly can be, and you deserve to enjoy. If you're a winter person, you deserve to go enjoy that. There's no better place to do it than with today's video sponsor, Alpine House 2. A well-earned vacation. It feels good to just get away from everything for a little bit and enjoy yourself. Alpine House 2 is a classic Swiss chalet duplex A-frame with a log cabin interior. They've got arcade games in the basement. They've got snowmobiles around and tons of paths for you to take them on. It's surrounded by forests, lakes, rivers, more specifically Iron River. Alpine House 2 is the destination for fishing, hunting, hiking, and as I just mentioned, snowmobiling. Not to mention skiing. It's directly across the street from the Ski Brule Resort in Iron River, Michigan. So if you're someone who likes to ski, sled, snowboard, it's all there for you. So check that out. They just finished up their first few months of renting on Airbnb, and you can check them out directly on Airbnb, or you can just go to their Instagram at Alpine House 2. That's the number 2. That's at ALPINEHAUS number 2. And you can reach out to them on Instagram. Tell them Rita Detox sent you, and they will get you set up with a vacation as you deserve. All right, that's Alpine House 2. Shout out to them for sponsoring today's episode. We got some people in the comments. We are back. We are back. What's happening, people? I got to introduce you guys to my guest this week. This has been a long time in the making. This is somebody who's interacted with the show, I think, probably since its conception. Was almost on a couple years back, and now we're finally here. We have to give a probably the wetest of detox welcomes to the WZA, aka Kepi, aka Whiskey Man USA. He's here in the building.
Hey, thanks.
We finally made it happen, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have you, man. It's an honor.
Oh yeah, super neat.
It's an honor. I mentioned we linked you in the description below. I know you're doing a whole bunch of art. Oh, yeah. You've always been a creative person.
Yeah, just keeping it going.
Yeah. So you do like art commissions now.
Oh yeah. I usually people will see my stuff and say like, hey, how much you price your commissions for? And I tell them like, it's not that bad. They always, well, not always. Some of them, hear like, oh, I found another artist. Which sucks, but what can you do?
I feel like, yeah, I get nervous about, so I do freelance work as well with my business, and it's like sometimes when you name a price, people can like this. It's like so scary to name a price because you're like the fear of like rejection. But I try to look at it, or at least when I've talked to people that are also freelancers or also doing something creative that can be sometimes hard to quantify with a price, that if someone doesn't want to pay whatever it is, for a client doesn't want to pay for what you think your time is worth, it's a blessing in disguise, because those are usually the worst clients to have, because they'll be like, this is wrong, can you change this, or this can you swap this, and it's like those are the people that you give the deal to. Like you'll be like, sure, I can do it a little bit less because you're scared that they're gonna say no.
I had a few guys like that. I had one dude, I mean he's great, and I ended up getting like something out of it, which is whatever, but he was coming around with like, hey, I need a design for a shirt, so I'll draw it up for him, and then he'll be like, can you actually do color for this one? And I was like, all right, did color for it. Then he comes in, he's like, can you like maybe make the blood a little bit more like less complicated? I was like, man. So there's a lot of
so he was really probably doing some like print on demand stuff, and he was like, oh shit, I realized that this is not going to print on vinyl, and then he's having you make all those adjustments when he probably, oh yeah, you didn't pay, up front, he didn't pay for that.
That's true, yeah.
That can be tough. Well, how would you describe? We'll get into some of your art here. I want to pull some of it up towards the end of the episode. What's the worst? You mentioned this to me before we went live, that today's kind of our Christmas episode. I kind of forgot about it. I was trying to find something festive to wear as like a Christmas theme, but technically this is the last episode before Christmas. We're 2 days before it. What's Kepi's worst Christmas story? Have you had a worse Christmas, or is Christmas a positive time for you usually?
Christmas is pretty chill. I mean, You'll have like maybe some like flare-ups from family members here or there, but it's been pretty tame.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really don't have like, I can't really think of a worse Christmas. I can tell you a worse Thanksgiving.
Okay, give me Thanksgiving.
My cousin was with this guy who, for a while, he was he liked to mess around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some people were jiving with that. Others were like, come on, it's.
He was fucking with people at Thanksgiving.
Oh, dude, yeah. I think, yeah, because he did get me pretty good. He gave me like a cookie.
Yeah.
He was like all smiles. He gave me like half a cookie, passed it over to me. He's like, take it. And then, I ate it. But, yeah.
What was up with the cookie? Was there something in the cookie?
Oh, it was an edible. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
okay. That was a key part there that we missed.
Yeah. But,
yeah.
Man, oh, man. Yeah, he gave me that edible because I think like a couple months back I said that he's got like really weak weed.
Yeah.
So he hit me back with that on Thanksgiving. On a day that I was like, man, I just want to chill out. I want to hang out with my family.
He was just trying to assist.
Honestly. And then, I had the cookie, and then like when my grandma said that, dinner's ready, that's when it hit. I got up. I was like, oh no, it's happening.
Yeah.
So I tell my other cousin, I say, hey man, you got to help me out here. I'm probably not going to be 100%.
Yeah.
And he was like, get out of here.
Yeah. What did it like blow up then? Was someone upset that maybe you were like almost passing out?
My grandma definitely gave that dude a talking to, but I mean, because my mission was to finish my plate, bring it to the sink, go lay down, and just like try and like sleep this off. What happened was I finished my I had like half of my plate, push it aside, put my head down on the table, and then just
you passed out on the table.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to hide it. Yeah, when someone is zonked and they literally pass out almost on their plate.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. So people blew up then, I imagine.
Yeah, my grandma was like, "All right, go sit down, go lay down, just sleep it off." So, I mean, I kind of got the mission accomplished.
Yeah, I guess you did in a roundabout way, dude. It's holidays can be funny, especially when like some family members have like some mischievous intentions. I know an uncle of mine one year. He did this for a couple of years, and every time I was still pissed off, and it worked. He would like during Christmas would get my sister and he would swap our gifts, like purposefully. So he would be like, I would get the Barbie or the Bratz doll, and she would get the Clone Trooper or whatever it was.
Wow.
But like, so we opened at that Christmas party, and we can debate this because I know some people talk about this a lot. We do how we open gifts it's like youngest to oldest, and so one person will go and they'll open all their gifts. And then the next person will go, and it goes by age or whatever. So my sister's younger than me, so she would open it first, and I'm like, why I remember the first time he did it, dude. I was so mad. I was like perplexed. I'm like, why is she getting Commander Cody from episode 3? Why the fuck is she getting like I wanted Commander Cody, and like my idiot brain not being able to put it together in that moment. And then I opened the Barbie, and I'm just sitting there like, this is, and he's just dying laughing, and then it clicked, and I'm like, oh. Man, but yeah, that stuff like that, it can happen.
Right.
But I mentioned the gifts. How do you celebrate Christmas with your family?
Oh yeah.
Is it like do you do like multiple Christmases, or do you just have one Christmas?
We do, because some of our family are so like far out there. We'll do it. Yeah, I think we have it coming up in January, but as of the next couple of days, I think I'm just gonna hang out with the family and just celebrate Christmas there.
Yeah. Do you guys do like how does your like gift exchange work? Because I know some people don't do gifts, other people go all out. There's like some people do white elephant, all these things. What do you guys do?
I mean, we just get the gifts, give it to them, and then just get into it.
When you open gifts, is it like if let's say there was 5 or 6 of us at your Christmas?
Yeah.
Are we just all looking for the ones that have our names, and it's kind of free for all, just open them as you get them, or is it I want to watch you open the present, so we're gonna do like one at a time each person, or is it one person goes? Like how do you manage?
Oh yeah, we've had that where we'll have like the one dude that hands out the gifts, and then it'll be like, all right, youngest to oldest.
Yeah, dude. See, this is a debate I have with my girlfriend quite a bit, where it's like I think the best way to open presents is, or at least the most fun way that makes it like eventful for me, is you sort the gifts. So everyone goes, one person goes through and they sort everybody's into piles of whose name it is. And then I don't care how you do it, whether it's by age, whether it's counterclockwise, whatever. But you go, one gift open per person at a time until we have all the gifts open. So like if, me, you, and my producer Salvador here, we're opening gifts, you would go first, and it would be like, so Kepi, you'd grab a box, you'd be like, okay, to Kepi from Darren, all right, and you would open that gift, and then you see we all go, oh, and then it goes to me, and then I open it, I'm like, all right, this one's from Salvador, and I open it, and then you guys go look, so it's like you get the reaction, because I think like part of the fun for me in gift giving is seeing you open the gift.
Yeah.
But people argue all the time that it's stressful, so they would prefer like everybody just get all their gifts, open them all at the same time as fast as you can, whatever, Yeah. So I don't, what side of the fence do you sit on that?
I mean,
these are the pressing questions that people need answered.
I feel like I don't get it. I feel like I don't ask for a lot of like gifts. So if I do, it's like 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And I am good to go.
What did you get for Christmas last year?
I think I got an art book, like a Street Fighter art book, which I appreciated a lot. Oh yeah, it was pretty dynamite. I've been doing the art book.
What's an art book?
Usually an art book is it's all like the producer notes or like the concept art for let's say like a video game. They'll put that into one big book, and I mean the books, they're not cheap, but still it's pretty worth it because you see some pretty groovy stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty neat, dude. I'm a fan of those for different like video games and whatnot Street Fighter or whatever. I actually recently ran into a woman who she was at the bar I was working at, and she was like drawing on her iPad, and it looked like it was like some pretty legit shit. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? And it's like 8:00 at night, and she's like, oh, I'm working on this show for this new Disney Plus show that's coming out, and I'm like, what the fuck? She was working on I don't even know if I should be saying it. I'm not gonna say her name. But she was working on a Percy Jackson TV show concept art, which I think the show is already out, so I can say that. Yeah. But and she was working on it, and I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, I work for this, I don't know what studio in California, but she does it remote. And so she was like, that's why she was like still clocked in, like having to work while they were out. And I was just like, yo, that is like some of the coolest shit to get to see people, like just how an idea, especially when you look at like film or you look at video games, how it starts from just images, just pictures, drawings.
Oh yeah.
I just think that's really neat. Do you have any favorite like modern artists that or art styles that you're really into?
Oh man, favorite artists. I mean, I follow a lot of comic book artists on Instagram, on Twitter. I guess to name a few, which I kind of get like some of my inspiration from is, it's like because I thought about this like a couple years ago. When you mentioned like art style, I always said like I always wanted like my art style. I wanted it to be something that everyone could see it and then be like, oh yeah, that's Kepi's. But I mean it's really restricting. Like, I mean, I find it, because you're trying to like draw a foot in a certain way or like a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of get like lost in it. But I think it's best like just be free with it. I know anatomy is like one thing, but it's a whole. I mean, just having fun with it, I guess. Yeah. If you are drawing a character. Yeah,
I think that can be hard. I think maybe style-wise, do you think many artists like go into it being like let's say like Toriyama has like his style of art, right? Like of how he's drawn. So and it's super popular, and obviously tons of people have similar styles to that now. Like do you think he was really going in and being like I need everything to look this way, or do you think he was probably just drawing how he was just expressing himself and how he felt the character should look for those given moments? And now looking back on it, we can notice the things that made up his style. Whereas opposed to like someone going in and being like methodically like I have to draw feet this way every time because that's my aesthetic, like that's my genre.
Yeah, I see that a lot. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama, by the way.
Yeah, super sad. But that's really what I think. I feel like that's I like to piggyback on what you're saying, where not to box yourself in to a specific style. Draw characters how you want to draw them. Express them draw them in a way that expresses however they need to be expressing themselves in that moment. And I think like in retrospect, we'll be able to see whatever it is that is truly your style.
Yeah. My 2 cents on, I guess, for any artists out there, just go your own pace, maybe. And don't take yourself too seriously. Because I think a lot of people do that where they're like, I have to draw the eyes a certain way because this artist does it, because he learned from that artist. But I mean, yeah, just draw it, and if it looks like a person, good to go, groovy.
Yeah. Is there a dream project for you as an artist? Put it out in the universe, manifest it right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I got some ideas. It would be groovy to have a comic book out there, which it's
hard to do.
Oh yeah. But if when you study into it and you see like, because I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, man, fucking get this story out of the way, and I'm gonna be like working at Marvel or something like that. I accept that. I don't like the idea of like just going right into that. But I mean, yeah, I know that some comic book companies, they'll take commissions or they'll take submissions, and they'll actually say like, all right, we dig your stuff.
How would you go about like in today? I mean, I haven't looked into it much myself. I follow some YouTubers that have done their own like short like single or a couple issue comic book runs. How would you go about like maybe independently publishing or digitally publishing your own comic? Like
there are a lot of artists that do that, like go that avenue, but they're also the same artists that maybe already had like some following because of something they drew prior.
Yeah.
And then they see like, oh hey, support me on Patreon. I'm drawing up a comic book.
Yeah.
That's dynamite. But for any other artist, I guess that has like as many views or as many follows as I do, I think it's I mean, I guess like keep at it. I say don't quit. Just keep drawing no matter what.
But you're saying maybe it'd be kind of difficult to just like out of the blue drop a comic and expect anybody to necessarily care.
I'd say give it a shot. At least you have that like out there for you.
Yeah. I feel like I think that's the best part about what you do, and what other people that are talented with, whether it's putting pen to paper and drawing something, or if it's painting, oil painting, whatever it is when it comes to art, is everything you make. I mean, really, as long as you want it to be, can be part of your portfolio.
Oh yeah.
So even if nobody is going to buy this digital comic you made, at the very least you can use that on a resume to get another gig or work for a bigger company, or even just show people like what you're capable of drawing when they are looking for someone to do commissions.
Yeah.
Having more in the portfolio isn't going to hurt you.
Right.
So I could see both sides of that. Now we're talking art right now. We were talking before we went live. You were mentioning to me that there was people being upset currently. There's a lot of discourse in the art community over redrawing of characters, of certain anime characters.
Oh yeah.
Take me into this. Paint a picture for the audience. What is going on, and we'll pull some of it up and we'll react to it.
I'll say probably like maybe a week ago, maybe following up into this week, there was an artist on Twitter who drew up a Dan fan art, which there's the two protagonists. There's the female and then the male. Mm-hmm. This artist redrew him as being African American.
Okay.
And some people were like, "That's pretty cool," right on. But then there are the people that are like, "What? You can't do this,"
I'm not even familiar with the anime itself.
How
do you spell
it? Oh, DANDADAN.
Okay, can we pull this up? Dan to Dan. Yeah, I'm curious to see like. So we'll do Dan. Would it be just like if I looked up
fan art, right?
Yeah.
What are we looking for?
Black fan art. It's got to be. So the characters are all white in the show, I imagine.
Well, because I think the point being made for the people that are against it is that, these are Japanese characters. This is taking place in Japan, and you're drawing a Japanese person as a black person.
Yeah. Is this it? Where is it? Where is the...
That first one, yeah.
That one?
The YouTube...
So that's the image that people are upset. That's one of the images that people are upset about. Yeah, I do got a tier list there. So this is the image for people that are watching. If you're viewing on Spotify, or if you're listening on Spotify, switch to the viewer if you can.
Sorry, Spotify.
No, they got video now over there. This video is when we upload the video version too, so they're more than capable.
Yeah, but now they gotta pull it up on their phone.
Yeah,
while they're
yeah. Apologize. So they redrew these characters to be a little bit more. I mean, well, to have some melanin
Yeah.
And people are upset about it.
This is nothing new, and the fact that it's like just blown up, and the fact that the artist in question is a minor, and there's all these people like in their right mind thinking like, oh, this is horrible. Yeah, I really can't jive with that, man.
I can't get on board with that either. My
Who could?
What, like, I've seen fan art of favorite characters of mine just like doing weird shit. Like it's fan art. Like once you put something into the world, that's what this is actually ties in really well. At work the other day, we have different art up in the place that I work, and I guess somebody came in and saw one of these prints and was like, there was like an air bubble or something in the frame, I guess. I don't know. I'm not just staring at all the art on the wall. My job. I'm just doing my job. And this lady comes in. She's like, I actually know the artist that did this. She's like, I think it's pretty disrespectful that you guys even have this up like this. And I was like, what's the problem? And she's like, this air bubble right here. She's like, that's kind of disrespectful, don't you think? And I was like, is it? I don't know. Like, I don't think anyone's meaning any disrespect. I'm sorry, our frame has a fucking bubble and I didn't make the frame. And it got me thinking, I'm like, could you imagine if I was like, if a friend of mine heard you listening to my song on like a broken pair of the old iPhone headphones, they were like, that's fucking disrespectful that you're listening to it on this. It was meant to be experienced this way. Like, this disrespect. It's like, dude, once you make art, it's not yours anymore. If you release it, you know, it's everybody else's. It's still yours. Like, you own it. You own the copyright. You own that. But you don't get to control what people do with it, how it makes people feel, especially if they buy a fucking print, where they hang that print or how they hang that print. Like, it's theirs, man. They could wipe their ass with it. Huh. You know, like, I don't know. Like, but even in this case, like, right, like somebody made these characters, they made this show, and people are gonna interpret that or want to remix or redo these characters however they're gonna want to do that. You can't. I don't understand how it would change me if I was a fan of the show. I don't know what the fuck the show is. I'm sure it's good. If I was a fan of the show, I don't know how it would affect me enjoying the show or affect my real life in any way. Seeing someone redraw, like I've talked about it at lengths on the show. I love Dragon Ball Z, and you know, maybe we'll pull it up if we see if there's, maybe you can pull up, see if there's a Dragon Ball Z characters black fan art.
Oh, there's got to be.
There's got to be.
Everybody always says that, oh, if Piccolo were human, he'd be black.
Yeah, they do say that. They do say that, which is crazy because, like, low-key, the Saiyans are, like, a super disenfranchised race. So, like, I don't know. I've heard theories that, like, the Saiyans are sort of, they're not Japanese. They're black. But, yeah, look at this. I don't know who that character is. Is that Vegeta, maybe, in the front there, I guess? But it's, like, that doesn't offend me. Seeing... Like, I don't, like, it's like, oh, cool, man, you drew a character a different way. I don't know. And nothing, I don't know. I don't know. Is anything specifically, especially when it comes to most anime, right? It's kind of assumed that everybody's Japanese in anime, I guess you would.
Oh, yeah.
You would consider?
Yeah, you think that, right?
But, like, so it would almost, like, their race would be non-important, right? Because it's like everybody is the same. Like, unless there's a specific race named within the show of like a different species or whatever.
The art style, it just kind of makes it its own like race.
Yeah. So it's like,
let's go with that.
Like the race of these characters doesn't matter. So like there's no like identity. They don't have any identity of being white or being Japanese. So if I drew them in a different way, or even if they decided to fucking, which I feel like these people are probably afraid of, if they decided to fucking remake it with black character, I don't understand how, if that's not what the story is about, how it would change. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I see
what
you mean.
Like, I know some people were upset. Very few people were upset. But, like, in the new God of War game, have you played the new God of War game at all, Ragnarok?
Well, I've heard about it, yeah.
One of the characters in the game, Angrboda, she is... like historically a love interest of Loki, who is one of the main characters of the game. Yeah. Obviously, I guess she's drawn usually as like a white woman, because it was, you know, Nordic myth. Yeah. In this game, she's black.
Oh.
She's a side. First off, she's like a pretty minuscule role. I mean, she has an important role, but it comparatively to every other character in the game, is it the most important role? No. Also, it like nothing about her, even in the Nordic myths, has to do with her race. Like, you're not taking anything away by race swapping this character, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think I do understand for certain people that there are characters that you can't race swap because that's a part of their character and their story arc.
Right.
But if it doesn't, then I don't understand what the issue is. At least in my opinion. I mean, other than people being, you know, maybe closeted bigots and stuff like that. Like I don't know how that.
Maybe.
I don't know. That doesn't offend me seeing that drawing. But I guess what do I know? Do you think are video games getting too woke? That's what people are saying online.
I don't know.
You're a gamer, right? Would you consider yourself a gamer?
Yeah.
I would consider myself a casual gamer.
Well, the thing is, like, even with like video games, I think that word like woke, it finds its way into movies, TV, cartoons, comics.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I for one, I don't know. I kind of like tuned it out. Like, I kind of get it. Like, if like I remember way back in the day, being in high school, and they were like, Miles Morales first showed up, and they're like, this is a new Spider-Man for the Ultimate Universe. I was like, all right, dynamite.
Yeah.
But
some people were pissed.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Thinking about it.
But I just don't like. Why can't there be like?
No,
you know what I mean? Like the idea of Spider-Man.
People are going hard on the new Captain America.
So hard, man. Yeah, dude. They were so. And actually, I follow a lot of the Marvel stuff. I don't know if you do, but I follow a lot of it. I've tuned out a little bit in the last couple of years because it's been hard to get through some of these shows. But back when they first started doing the Disney Plus shows, that was one of the early ones. I thought that was a fine show.
Oh yeah,
it was a great show. I mean, and it made sense. It totally makes sense. And of course, I know some people were upset that it like tackled some political elements, right?
Well, yeah.
Of Sam being black and being Captain America, but like,
First
off, Captain America is always political.
Yeah.
Like those, at least in the MCU, right? I'm not the biggest scholar when it comes to all the comics, but like specifically the MCU, which I can speak to, every movie, like there's definitely political statements being made, and like even if they're just principle, right? It's like he's always been a political character.
Right.
So I don't understand how now it's a black character who obviously there's going to be different politics at play. How that is all of a sudden this is a bastardization of the character, and even though it happened in the comics the same way, I don't know.
That's the thing. I do read the comics, and I do got you there, but yeah, Captain America does indeed get pretty political in the stories.
Wasn't okay, and this is conjecture. I'm guessing here. Wasn't Captain America created as like he's beating Hitler up in one of his first issues?
Yeah, he's wailing on him.
Like he's always been political. I mean, that's political. That's I don't know how that's not political.
I don't know.
And people are upset. Yeah, I know people are really upset still. I'm excited for that movie. I'm excited for that film. I'm gonna go see that because dude, I watched a lot of these recent shows and they were so bad. It was just like I feel bad for all the people that worked on them because I'm sure it was a lot of work. But I was like, Secret Invasion, dude.
Yeah, that blew.
Dude, it took me months to get through that show because it was so. I actually I was like 3 episodes in, and my girlfriend and I fell asleep on one of the episodes. And I don't fall asleep during a movie like that. Is not something I do. And it was like mid-afternoon. I'm like, this is the most boring shit I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, lazy.
It dragged.
And so I picked it up like months later, just because out of obligation, because the new Deadpool movie is coming out. I was like, you know what? Let me finish the last couple of projects I haven't gotten to, so I can be caught up. And that was one of them. And I was just like, oh, this is not good. It's not good.
So read the comic. Read the Secret Invasion comic. If you guys are kicking up a stink about a certain character in your comic book, I don't know. Just read the comics, I guess.
Yeah. Do you enjoy Secret Invasion? Is that a good comic? What's your favorite comic?
I was asked that not that long ago. I'll say a comic I do come back to is Matt Fraction's Hawkeye run. And this is like maybe 10 years ago. But yeah, Matt Fraction, David AJA. Yeah, he's a really good writer or artist, and he's like he's an artist that you think that's his art. He's one of those kind of artists.
He's got a good style to him.
Oh yeah.
What does that story follow?
Just
give a teaser to somebody who's maybe interested.
Hawkeye, like what he does like after Avengers missions, because he was with the Avengers at the time in this run.
Mm-hmm.
So I was saying it was pretty much just like a whole full bore Hawkeye,
like a slice of life, like kind of what he's up to in between missions.
slice of life, down to earth. Yep,
Oh, that's neat.
that's pretty cool. It make it like he's like a, I don't know. I think it makes him look a lot tougher.
Yeah,
Huh.
I think it is hard to scale some of these characters next to when
dude.
they're standing next to, Hulk and Iron Man. It's like, shit.
Oh yeah.
I would hate to be Hawkeye. It'd be kind of cool. I feel like being Hawkeye or being like Black Widow, like on the Avengers specifically, has got to feel similar to being like a second or third string quarterback in the NFL. It's like a pretty sweet gig. Like you're still better at this thing than pretty much everybody in the world.
Yeah.
But comparatively, like you kind of just get to coast a little bit.
I bet there's a million times Hawkeye was getting griped from a civilian saying, "What do you even do?" And then he hands him the bow, like, "You want to take care of that whole alien invasion over there?
Yeah.
I'm putting in my work, bro."
I do love that line in I think it's in Civil War, the movie, when they like ask him when he comes out of retirement. They're like, "I thought you were retired." He's like, "Yeah, man, I got tired of playing golf. Played 18, shot 18." And it's like, so he's that precise with everything, which I thought was kind of a cool twist. I don't know if that's how he is in the comics as well.
Oh, dude, yeah.
But, is that your favorite superhero then? Comic superhero?
Funny enough, no. I mean, yeah, that's a really tough question because there's a lot of characters I do read, but I mean, it's Hulk. I like the Hulk.
Really?
Let's go with that.
Why?
Yeah.
Why the Hulk? What's so great about him?
Well, when I was a little boy and I didn't know how to read, my dad he got me this big book, Hulk by Jeff Loeb, and because I couldn't read, he showed me how to read it, and I'm pretty sure that's the book I actually learned how to read with. But yeah, that kind of left a lasting impression. Plus, Hulk's pretty wicked, depending on what you're reading. Here, Immortal Hulk, Planet Hulk, World War Hulk, and personal favorite, Indestructible Hulk. Look at those runs if you're interested in Hulk. It'll be a good time.
What is it you think about the Hulk's character that people maybe that aren't as big of a fan of him don't get?
Oh man, well, I mean, it's no surprise. I mean, the MCU Hulk probably left a pretty gnarly stain in people's mouths.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I liked Endgame, I did, but
Yeah.
they really dorked up Hulk.
They did.
Okay. He does do that. Like, there is Smart Hulk, there's Professor Hulk, but yeah, there is a nerdy Hulk, but not that much, man.
Yeah. I do think they lean into the humor. I'm not going to lie. I think it worked for Endgame, and it was fun in that story. Like, when you think of, like, the MCU leading up to that, into that film, where they go afterwards with him, I don't know if it's worked as well. Like, with She-Hulk, I don't know if that worked as well. And then with his, like, I think he made a cameo in Shang-Chi, and he hasn't really done much. So, like, I'm hoping that there's something there for him. Because otherwise, I don't know.
I mean, the rumor is that the new Captain America movie is going to be like a Hulk movie in disguise. Because two of the characters, Red Hulk and the leader, they're, Hulk villains.
Yeah.
So.
That would be pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
If he pops in. That would be fun. And I don't know. I think my hope in superhero films, or do you have fatigue, I guess, of superhero movies, or are you, like, still...
I mean, if I don't want to see it, I'm not going to see it, but I am, like, looking forward to the movies that are coming next year. Because it does sound like they're kind of realizing that, oh, man, what is it? Quantity over quality?
Yeah.
That whole
like,
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they were like, here's the next phase, and then there's the phase after that. Like, they're way, like, they're, like, really thinking far and above, and then sure enough, you'll have an actor that's probably caught up in a scandal, and the next thing you know, like, the big thing, the next Avengers, like, big bad is just not that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, they fucked up. I do think they've realized, though. I think they're course correcting, and they've admitted that publicly, I think, too, now at this point. Kevin Feige and Bob Iger have both come out and said, like, yeah, it was probably a misstep to just, like, greenlight everything to get as many, like, I mean, we're talking, like, Echo has her own show.
No.
I'm not saying it's good or bad, but, like, as a character, like, I do think the worlds felt a lot more lived in the first few phases, because it was like, and no disrespect to, Hawkeye or Black Widow, I think they definitely deserved those projects they ended up getting. like at the time, like Black Widow was just like in 3 different movies.
Yeah.
You know, she's a character that exists. It makes sense that she would be interested in whatever's going on here and whatever's going on there. Whereas like what they tried to do in the past few years was like every character that exists, we're going to give them their own thing.
Oh, dude.
And they're going to have their own group of little friends and they're going to solve their own villain thing. And it's like, really? It just all the worlds felt stale and they felt like just like almost like PlayStation 2 video games.
Yeah, it does dry up, and it does, like, I mean, because they do waste some pretty great characters on, like, some of these, like, just kind of do-nothing shows.
Yeah.
And it sucks, but, you know, at some point, I don't know, maybe they'll wise up. I do know that the rumor is far in the future, they are going to reboot all of that.
I have heard that too.
So,
yeah. I just think, I think being smarter, like some characters, like I can enjoy them. And I think they're, like, I think less is more with a lot of them, right? Like, I don't necessarily know that, like, a Hawkeye movie would be the greatest thing ever. And the Hawkeye TV show was okay. I don't think that one was terrible.
No.
But was it the best thing ever? No.
Oh, yeah.
But Hawkeye was pretty fucking beloved the whole time, the whole Avengers run.
Yep.
As a character, people enjoy him.
And that's why when they're looking for recasts, I'm going to let them know about Darren Rita.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
be Hawkeye. I don't. Do you think I could play Hawkeye?
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know if I have the build.
Oh, they'll bulk you up. They'll give you that special Disney
I would take
super
it. I would
serum.
take whatever it is.
Oh,
I would
dude.
love to.
Who's that one actor, that one comedian that was in the Eternals?
I know who you're talking about.
What's his name? Someone with a K.
I don't know. We should pull up the. Can you? I'll look it up. I'll look up the. I know his name too, dude. He's been in a bunch of comedy movies as well.
Yeah.
Um,
But he was a string bean, and then like when he got signed on to that Eternals movie, that movie, man.
God, that movie was rough, man.
It's,
that movie was rough.
My theory is that right around that
Kamal.
time, I think, what is it?
It's Kumal Ali. I don't know how to say his last name, and I'm gonna butcher it, but
That guy.
I know him. But we should look up. You don't have to look up based on what I said, but just pull up the Eternals cast list, and then you'll click him.
Okay.
Pull up his fucking transformation, dude. His transformation is crazy.
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah. No, it's KUMAIL. Yeah.
There's a guy with a similar name. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, I don't know how you say it.
Non-Johnny.
Kumail? Yeah, dude, he fucking had the craziest, like...
Look at that.
But, like...
Oh, my God.
Look at it before, like, transformation, because he was, like... he was kind of like, I don't know if you know, like, Aziz Ansari from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Like, he was, like, the same build as that guy.
Yeah.
And then and then he
yeah,
gained
see
a little bit of
there it
weight.
is.
Look at this. Click any one of those and pull that up for them. I mean, my guy was just like a skinny little dude, just like me. And now, he's fucking ripped.
Yeah.
I would take it.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know what, I don't know what he's eating. I do wish I had the money to just like have a chef.
Be Hawkeye, be a guy Black Widow. I don't know, just
Be a guy
whatever
Black Widow.
training.
Who would I, I was trying to think of a character that's like not yet been used in film that I could be. That I'm
Oh,
like,
you want to like slip in like,
yeah.
before it gets good. All right.
Like I'd like to be who's somebody maybe in comics that would be cool. You think I could play?
Do you ever get hit with like, oh, you look like Superman, stuff like that? Never?
No,
What do you
I've
usually
never
get?
gotten super. I don't think I ever get a superhero in general.
Oh, for real?
I don't get superhero. When I had shorter hair, I would get who is it? Not James Franco. Dave Franco. His brother.
Really?
I would get Dave Franco because I used to not have the beard. I think too. Like I just like. I don't know. Or
Oh,
Sean
yeah.
Penn. I got Sean Penn a couple times.
What?
Yeah, I get Bradley Cooper every once in a while when I wear it in a bun.
Have you ever gotten an Owen Wilson?
I have gotten Owen Wilson.
I feel like I was the one that gave that one to you.
You've given that to me. I've gotten that on TikTok comments too. And Jesus, I get a lot too.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, but that's too easy. I feel
That's
like.
a good. Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know
Imagine that.
who else. Who are some characters that haven't been used yet?
Good majority of the X-Men need to be recasted for the MCU.
That's true.
Could go that route.
Okay, who's an X-Men you think I could be? You would know more than
I'm
I
trying
would.
to think of like a blonde one. Does it have to be? If they said like dye your hair,
I'll do it.
Okay.
Be in a Marvel movie. Yeah, I'll fucking do it.
I don't know. I want to see you like try for Wolverine, but I feel like you'll be like shafted into like Cyclops or something.
Yeah, I'm too much of a bitch. But my dad looks just like Wolverine.
Does he?
Like Hugh Jackman.
I remember you had the Milverine on.
I did have him on.
Ago.
Yeah.
That's pretty wicked.
Yeah, he's cool, dude.
Does he
wild
have
guy.
claws too?
He didn't bring him out for us,
Okay,
but he
cool.
he left him in. But yeah, I think he does. He's definitely. He's a living legend. The fact that he's still around and that he was so kind to do the show. But okay, maybe I could try for Wolverine. Maybe I'll try. I feel like. You think they're gonna give it to Cavill though?
Oh no! Oh
or
man,
that was
I
just a
didn't factor
teaser.
that in.
Because
I don't
Cavill
know.
was definitely gonna beat me out.
Yeah, but I heard Henry Cavill's. He's kind of like an Edward Norton, where he puts way too much effort into his like gig, which is a good thing. But at the same time, it doesn't like mesh well with other people that are probably wanting to do the movie.
Got you.
Because I think that's I think that was a driving force on why he left The Witcher. Well, I think that was one of them, because I think another one was that people were.
Well, he left because they weren't gonna. They refused to do the next season based off the books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so like gung ho about this character. He was like, I read the
Dude,
books,
but
I
I
played the
think
games.
I do think you need more people like that in these fucking film studios, because I think like even when you look at like something that I love like Star Wars,
The really picky actor.
a picky actor, just somebody that like I think if an actor is genuinely that interested and that invested in like staying true to the stuff that people already love about that thing.
Yeah.
I do think you're usually going to be. That's a good recipe for success.
Right.
But what happens is I feel like a lot of these studios don't have maybe as many people making creative decisions that actually love the thing.
Right.
Like, I'm sure that they love storytelling or they love whatever, but like I do got to, especially when it comes. I guess I'm speaking specifically about Star Wars right now. I got to question some of these people's love for Star Wars. Because like I just think some of it is so bad that I'm like, dude.
I thought I heard that's. I think a couple of writers were saying, no, we don't really watch Star Wars. So.
Well, some of the new shows that have come out, like they like people will ask them in interviews like about characters from previous projects or like from the originals, the original 6 movies, and they don't know. They're like, I don't know. I'm like, okay,
man,
then you shouldn't be
tough.
allowed to work here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you could go write for anything else. Go write your own science fiction. I'm sure you're super talented, but when it comes to like this is something people already love, and there's an established lore, you're building on top of it, and you're just doing whatever you want. You're just doing a new thing at that point. Cosplaying as Star Wars.
Right,
you're doing a what if. Can we just label this as like a what if story?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I wish we could, man. I wish we could. Okay, we'll segue off of all the nerd stuff for a little bit. I mean, we'll probably swing back around, I imagine. Kepi is one of the most original names that I've heard.
Yeah.
I know growing up, we went to school together. You had a shirt that like said like you had a bunch of shirts that like said your name one way or the other.
Yeah, there was a there is. He's still alive, but Kepi Gooley, he's a musician that my dad really likes, so he, settled for that name cuz before Kepi, they were going to name me Magnus Deathray.
Magnus Deathray.
Yeah, right?
What is that?
I don't know. It's whatever my dad thought up.
Is your dad buddies with Elon? Because that's how Elon names his kids, I feel like.
Oh, dude. What's that kid's name again? It was like...
Dude, it's spelled in like hieroglyphs. It's like a plane.
I feel like he's like settled for like X. We're going to call him X. Let's just do that.
Yeah, dude, wait. I'm going to look it up. I think it's like... here, Elon Musk's kid's name. Yeah. One of their names is X. So, okay, Musk and Grimes' son, whose name was originally X, A... It's like A and E together, then A-12. The X refers to the letter, or the first letter refers to the unknown variable in math, X, and the A/E that are squished together is the Elven spelling of AI, which can also mean love in some languages. And then A12 is a precursor to the SR-71 aircraft, which Musk and Grimes like because it is great in battle but non-violent. Yeah, that's their child's name is literally, it's X and A and E. I don't know how you say that. Is there a pronunciation? There is a how to pronounce.
The kid better pick up some physical sports, man.
Yeah, dude, please,
like,
God.
Your dad's a nerd. Give
yeah,
a nerd name.
That's a rough name to have to just have for the rest of your life. But Kepi worked out a lot better.
Kepi worked well. Yeah. I made it work.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, and you've had like you're the only Kepi I know other than this musician that your dad apparently is a fan of.
Yeah.
What? Where do you get all the clothes, man? You've always had like sick clothes with your name on it. Like, were those just custom at the time? It was like the biggest deal. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, dude, this guy's got shirts with his own name on it.
Yeah, he's got merch. So
you just bought the actual dude's
there was
merch.
a point where it looked like there was a lot of merch, and then there was like maybe some merch. I did get some merch from his last show a couple of months ago. Yeah, so it's good.
So he's still doing music. This guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Well, it's interesting. So the reason I want to bring up the name is there's this guy. I don't know if you've heard of this dude on TikTok, but he makes a song for everybody's name.
Oh.
And I'm curious to see if he's done your name. So Salvador, can you look up Darren Poo 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 song. P-O-O song. Yeah, so this guy,
that guy.
He makes, and we'll pull this up for people, he makes songs for every single person's name. And he makes a poop song, and they're different.
Oh, that's cool.
They're all different. They're like a minute long. Every single one of them is a little bit different. Do you want to swap so they can see this man as he sings to us? So Kepi can hear this. I'm sorry, I'm going to make you do a couple things right here. One more thing. I'm going to have you go to the sound, the little, you know how we change the speakers? And you go to the left of that, right there, the arrow. And then you'll click the sound, and then you'll click that, and scroll to the X, whatever one of them starts with X. There's too many of them. Yeah, I guess Elon's Kid. Go to Elon's Kid, and now it should come out of the actual speakers so we can hear. All right. This is for me. So he made this for me. You don't have to turn that up. You don't have to touch that. Click this up. And poop, 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 poop. Darren poop, 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 poop. Darren poop. Darren poop, poop, poop. Darren poop, poop, poop. Darren poop, 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 poop. Darren. Cool, we can play that. I don't want to play the whole thing. What do you think?
I think this is the future of Darren Rita. I think
I should collaborate with this guy. I should collaborate with this guy. I want to see. So, to get a concept, so can we escape out of that? Let's look up Salvador Poo Poo song. Let's see if they've got I'm telling you, this guy, he's everywhere. Look at him, bro.
Look at that.
All right, let's play it. Play it.
Salvador, poop, 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 poop.
And they're all
Salvador, poop, 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 poop. Salvador, poop, poop,
I think they're all on
poop, 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 poop. Salvador.
Okay, so people get an idea. They do these for any song.
Imagine having that on your Spotify Rewind.
Yeah, dude, it's your own name.
It'd be a tough
Poo
talk.
song.
Like, yeah, this is what I listen to.
This is
guys.
what I'd be listening to every day. So I want to see. I don't know if this is gonna come up, and I didn't look it up ahead of time. So it's Kepi, just one P. I don't know if I can't see if you have it there.
What happened?
Let's see if this is, bro.
No.
It doesn't?
Kiki.
So we have to make a request because I have in studio with me one of the only Kepis that I've ever met.
Oh.
I think the only Kepi I've ever met. I mean, I know of one other one now that you've told me about it.
Oh, yeah.
We have to tell, what's our boy's name?
The odd man who sings about poop.
The odd man who sings about poop. We need him to make a Kepi song.
How long has he been at it, man?
I don't know. He recently got pretty big on TikTok. Why don't you click his profile? Let's go to his just click his face or whatever.
Salvador.
How long is he? How many subscribers he got?
82,000.
82,000. He
2017.
joined in 2017. I wonder when he started posting these though. Albums and singles. Man, what if he dropped an album?
Yo, that'd be cool.
Every name, it's just every name he could possibly think
Albums
of.
and single. Oh, dude.
Dude, I mean, that's for real, bro. Maybe that's what I need to start doing. Is find something like that I could do for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean.
You know? Maybe I should pivot.
Maybe.
Start writing music about other people's names. Maybe I could be the P guy. Oh, he does poop. He does poop, puke, and pee. It says.
You can make P like you're like, damn, like that's your thing, like only P.
Yeah,
Because this guy's doing like poop, puke.
Yeah, he's
and
trying to
pee.
do too much.
He's doing
you
a
know?
lot. Yeah,
yeah.
He's gotta
maybe
like single it.
I could niche down. Damn, that's hard. Well, what do you think? Would you be okay if I reach out to him and ask him for a Kepi poop song?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I
'Cause I
mean,
will.
The question is if he'll say it correctly.
Oh yeah, how
'Cause
do other people pronounce it?
Oh man, I've gotten a few. I've gotten Kepi. Kepi I've had like for a long, long time.
Kepi.
Kepi, Kepi.
Kepi.
Some people get fun with it. They're at least like cool with it.
Yeah.
One girl called me Guppy. Cuppy, I think was another one.
Kepi.
Yeah, at some point I just thought, man, let's go with fake names. Let's go with that. So whenever I go out to like Starbucks or something like that, and they ask for my name, it's not like I'm ashamed of my name or anything like that. But the conversation between someone I think that I'm probably gonna only see like this one time, it makes me think like, yeah, this conversation is probably gonna be only interesting to you and your friends. But
Yeah.
I tell them like because my middle name's Lawrence, I'll say like Larry just to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
And they're cool with that. But I have like gotten a little like I got a little mischievous with it. Like there's some like I think I named myself Chad. Chad has been coming back to me.
Is it like an alter ego of yours?
It was my for a while because they're like, yo, what's your Snapchat name? You know, the username is Whiskey Man, but the name was Chad Thundercock. Yeah.
Nice.
And that was my name for a while. I used it for...
Is that from something? I feel like that's from something.
It's a pretty common... I think it's a common meme, but, people like to be, like, flexing that, especially when you're making, like, orders, like, off of Amazon and doing that. I actually had... I think Amazon, like, called and said, like, you got to knock it off with the Chad Thundercock. Like, it's not funny.
They were like, stop.
Yeah, but, like,
That's not your name.
maybe I should have been like, that is my name. I'm from
yeah, how are you gonna tell me what the fuck my name is, man?
Yeah, I bet
pay
you
your
got, like,
workers. How about
weird
that?
names, man.
Tell Amazon to pay their fucking workers. Stop worrying about Chad Thundercock. That's interesting. I wish I had a. I mean, my name's all right. I think my name's fine. I'm happy with it. But
Darren, Rita. It's real quick. It's like
it's easy. Yeah,
to the point.
Sometimes I've thought like, what other name could I have? I don't think I could have one. I don't think you could be anybody other than Kepi.
Well, is D Rita your rapper name or your like?
People like refer to me as that, but I'd never officially gone as that. I mean, people call me that, but I don't like. That's not anywhere. My rapper name is just my name, I guess.
Oh,
just
I
Darren
see.
Rita. Like my artist name is just my actual name.
Oh, I got you.
I did think about doing that when I started making music. I was like, oh, should I just call it D Rita?
Yeah.
But I never did. Never decided to go that route. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe I should. You think I should change it up? Maybe do a Wu-Tang rap name generator?
That'd be wicked.
That's what that's what the WZA is, right?
Yeah, right. Well, there was the RZA, the JZA, and I think Method Man was calling himself the MZA for a bit. So I was like, all right, let's go the WZA.
There's someone else that's called the JZA.
Yeah.
It's a
and
tough
then
name.
I think SZA, because she's a big Whiskey Man fan, was like, I'll do SZA. No.
That could have been it, dude. Yeah, I could see that. Okay, I did want to get to yeah. So I mentioned your name and I showed you the poop song and whatnot. We went to school together, and I know I briefly mentioned that. I had to ask you about this one story, and if we can't talk about it, you can tell me we can't talk about it. I had heard this. This did not happen while I was there, but I had heard that because you came from a different school when I met you at the school I was at. I had heard that you threw a desk one time at a teacher. Is this real?
Oh yeah, I had a little bit of a temper when I was little.
Can you explain to me, like, and to our audience, like how old you were, what happened, and what led up to you throwing if it's something you're okay with talking about?
It's whatever. First or second grade, I was really like not into just like schoolwork in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like I don't know, like looking back at it, thinking back to that, goofy little time, that fun little experience, I thought, okay, let's see the situation. I'm upset. It feels hot in this room, and I'm starting to reach a boiling point.
What were you upset about? Were you just not interacting? The teacher started busting your balls, or
I don't know. I don't remember. It was over something stupid, like most things, like when you're younger. But
that's true, yeah.
yeah, it. I guess out of I don't know. I don't want to, say I'm like the most toughest, kid in school because, I'm 26 now. Doesn't really mean much anymore. But, yeah, I'd say I've had a few, tough times at that school.
I saw you put a dude in a headlock one time.
Yeah.
He stepped to you, and he was in the wrong. You were just chilling.
There was a lot of headlocks back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you learn the art of the headlock? Because you were pretty. I saw you do it a couple times.
Kind of just happened.
Yeah.
Muscle memory.
Do you take pride in any of the fact that like you've thwarted some threats, man? In the middle school, there were some middle school people out to get you, man.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I mean,
and you fucking put him in a I remember this kid coming up to you, and I think we were in like a study hall or something, or like a whatever, like dedicated reading time or some shit. Like we were supposed to all just it was kind of like a free time thing, and you were just drawing, minding your business. And I don't know if something had happened with this dude and his brother and you or something.
Oh,
he came up to you and he tried to press you about it.
Yeah, that was a can of worms. But yeah, it kind of ended with me putting him in a headlock and then both of us going to the principal.
How does that? Did you get in trouble for that then? Did they get you in trouble for that too?
Like more than getting yelled at in school?
Yeah. Did you? Did you mean?
I think I saw. Yeah. No, I don't think I went to court for that one. I went to court a few times for some of these like fights, but
which one of them? You don't have to give us any legal names, but give me a story. Give me something that people can latch on to here.
There was the one in gym class where this one kid, I don't know, for some reason he was finding it funny to call me like, a little girl or whatever. Which, nowadays I'm like, whatever. But I don't know. I think because he kept doing it, he kept like saying it, that was like his whole shtick. I was like, man, I'm getting really tired of it. But yeah.
What did he do then? Where did it get to the boiling point?
We were in gym class. I think we were doing like just run from one side of the room to another, and I think I called him pregnant while he was like running away, and then he runs right back at me, and he's like got an angry face on. He's like screaming, like I don't know. In his head, I bet he was thinking like, damn, he's like fucking powered up. He's ready to wail on me, look good in front of the girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hit me a few times in the face. I didn't really feel anything, so I was just like, all right, let's just pound him in the face a few times.
So you socked him back in the face?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And you ended up having to go to court for that?
Yes. Yeah.
See, that's so whack to me, though. Like, I feel like unless somebody, like, you didn't pounce on him and beat him, like, bloody or nothing, right? Like, you were.
I know, but I'm still, like, hurting somebody.
But still, it's not like, what's that? I don't know if you remember this book that we read, that, like, Spirit Bear book or whatever, where that kid, like, curb stomped some other kid, and then they, like, forced him to go to, like, some Alaskan retreat to like make up. Like, you didn't like almost kill a kid, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was bullying you.
Yeah.
And he tried to fight you and you fought him back. Like, I feel like whoever wins that altercation, like, that settled the altercation. In my mind, I'm like, unless something happens again, they handled it.
Yeah.
Like, there was a conflict and now there is a resolution.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand the need, unless you're a sore loser, for there to be this after thing in court. After a fight. I mean, I haven't been in many fights, so you have me beat there. You've been in many more than I have. But did you? So I guess coming back full circle to this fucking desk, did you legit like pick the desk up and throw it at the teacher?
Yeah.
How? I mean, how big of a fucking first grader were you?
Oh, I wasn't that big. I don't know. You get. I think the rage is a good motivator for
definitely.
A lot of silly stuff like that.
I had a fucking classmate of mine that like he beat down 2 librarians, and they had to bring like literally, and I don't mean this to be like a body shaming person or offensive. This man was probably close to 500 pounds.
Wow.
Like, he was big dude, like a 6'5", 6'6", 500 pounds probably. Like, I mean, we're talking wider than the Big Show.
Whoa.
From WWE.
That's
janitor. They had to call this guy in to bring this second grader down.
That's tough.
So like, I've seen that go down, but I'd never seen anybody throw a desk. So I was always it's something I'd always heard. It was like a myth around you.
Yeah.
And I had never gotten to ask you about it, so I was always curious.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
Interesting. Did you didn't fight with anybody in high school, right? Like, you were chilled out at that point, or?
There were a few like flare-ups here and there, but it never broke out into like full blown fights.
What do people seem to have such a big problem with Kepi for? Because I never had a problem with you. You were always kind of stuck to yourself, like doing your own thing. Like I don't
know. I mean, if I'm like chill, I guess, and I'm like within.
You're just a chill guy like that.
Yeah, I guess so. But I don't really know. I feel like there's like a bunch of different like factors that come in. I think maybe somebody does something annoying. Not saying like, you know, hey, these are the warnings if you're around me. Just in general, but I don't know. I don't know.
Did you find it? Do you ever think back, like, because I mean, you were like people were sort of picking on you. It seemed like quite a bit and trying to get in fights with you. Do you ever look back and like wonder, like, okay, was there like the kind of person that was trying to pick on me? Like, why were you the subject of that? Because you were, in all, as someone who went to school with you for many years.
Yeah.
You were kind of just a chill dude. You were just a chill dude that was just doing his own thing.
Yeah.
But then I would and that's what, as a spectator, what made it so interesting and hilarious when you would put someone in a headlock was like, why did they have an issue with him in the first place? Like, what was their issue with this guy who just fucking, I mean, realistically, you just kind of chilled in the corner and were like, you were always drawing sick shit.
Huh. I don't know.
And then these people were trying to fight you, man.
Maybe it's something rare. The thing is, I never really like thought of it as like these people are picking on me. I think it was just something that like want to square up. Yeah.
You were about it. Would you do it in these influencer boxing matches, you think?
Influencer boxing?
Yeah, would you do it if someone, like it was against you and another artist, you know?
Oh, dude.
You guys had to, first off, you both had to like draw a comic panel of how it was going to go down with each of you winning. Like, so you would draw one of you winning, they would draw one of them winning in your own styles.
Right.
And then we would set up the match.
That'd be wicked. But you gotta go against another rapper.
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay,
I think, yeah.
And then we gotta get like a third. How many fights you think?
On the card, we'd probably need like 5
Okay, so we'll get
to make a good match.
artist, rapper, somebody else, some
Maybe
other
OnlyFans
influencers.
models. Get a couple of them
models.
fight each other. Okay, so what is
Maybe
that?
like an activist. See who's more like you know.
2 activists of separate things that they're active about.
Yeah.
Get like a pro, like those people that stand outside of Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
And like are upset at, like, you know, pro life, whatever.
Oh, get the
some
like
of
the
them.
for and against, and then like have
Dude,
them crush
just
it.
have them actually just, we're not going to be bigger people here. This isn't going to be Jubilee. We're just going to straight up have you throw hands.
That's pretty dynamite.
You might sell some tickets
Good
for
idea. $1 million idea, Darren.
I know.
Write it
I
down.
know. Jubilee's going to steal it from me. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you watch it? Have you seen any of those videos? Are you familiar with Jubilee?
Jubilee?
Yeah.
No.
They're like this company. They do them in the cut. They do these videos that people criticize a lot for. They're like take two sides of the political spectrum on a certain topic, and they're like supposed to like have them like find middle ground or like debate it out. But the reason they're under a lot of criticism is because like they essentially will have like a leftist on there,
Right.
versus like an actual. In some cases, they've had like literal like Nazis on the show, and it's like, okay, sure, like is that really a great message? That what's the middle ground going to be between me and a Nazi? You know, like that's closer to Nazism than it would be to something actually middle ground. You know, like whereas if you had someone who was like actually a leftist versus actually like a fiscal conservative, like there might actually be some dialogue there and some sort of middle ground. But so they call under fire for a lot of that. They had one not super long ago that was like fit people versus fat people.
Whoa.
And they had one of those manosphere dudes on there, just like straight up to people's faces, like saying some insane shit.
Wait, are they debating or
They
fighting?
like debate.
Oh.
They're like debate. That's what I'm saying. Like we just fuck the bigger person shit. Let's just have them fight.
That's good.
Like I think that would be cool. Like let's get some of these like white supremacist dudes in the ring against some jacked leftists.
I don't know. Good luck getting the supremacists, bro.
Dude, I feel like there's plenty. They probably won't. They won't square up. They won't back it that hard. But like, I don't know if you know who Nick Fuentes is.
Yeah. Oh,
That guy.
dude.
Did you hear what happened to him?
Yeah. Look, way to go, dude.
That dude's fucked, dude. For people that don't know, Nick Fuentes is a fucking white supremacist, piece of shit, dude. But he was talking crazy post-election, like "Your body, my choice." I think was his one of his famous quotes. And I think within like 48 hours, people found out where he lived and burned his whole house down. And then, like I want to say, a couple weeks later, leaked video of him getting his shit sucked by a leftist or center left guy.
Do you know the leftist is?
Destiny.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know if you were like beating around the bush about it because you thought maybe Destiny would like try and get at you. But
I don't care. No, I think Destiny like they asked him about it. Like people were asking about it in his chat, and he was like, he kind of just laughed it off. Like, yeah, it probably was me. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's interesting. I don't know. Interesting to think about. Yeah. All right. What else do we need to get to today that we haven't gotten to? What's something on your mind? This has been years in the making, I feel like.
It's true. I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. See, because sometimes I'll like think about like, you come to mind a lot because you're like I don't know, because you're trying, trying, and then like I guess your setup is pretty dynamite, so it goes to show how much like effort you put into your stuff.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
But yeah, seeing you, knowing you, and hearing about all the stuff that you like go through for your music and stuff, I think like it's pretty neat, and it is like inspiring, because and I'll say that, I'll admit that, like
thanks, man.
Say like it is inspiring that he's doing all this, and it's making me want to do some stuff too.
Dude, well, that's beautiful, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. And
but I also think like there's probably more he could be doing.
Yeah.
And I know I don't know, because like, what do you settle for? You settle for the pod, you settle for music, and then like what? Do you still do hooping videos?
Not a lot of hooping videos anymore. Okay. I still hoop a lot, and I'm training a lot now. But
training. Yeah,
I'm training a lot. I'll tell you afterwards. But yeah, training a lot. But yeah, no, not a lot of other stuff at the moment. I have been thinking about Twitch streaming, but I don't know. It's a lot to do.
You know what?
Myself.
That was another thing. Because I was listening to your podcast from last week, and I thought, because you were saying like, oh man, I'm probably gonna either just not do live streaming the podcast and then just like doing a pre-recorded, which is smart, a little bit. But I also thought, why don't you do like stream it on like TikTok and other platforms while you're doing YouTube?
That's something. Yeah, that's something I want to do too. It's sort of just some of it I can control, some of it I can do for sure that I maybe am not doing at the moment. It's just a lot of, I guess, a lot of extra effort when it's only one person,
right? With
diminishing returns, I guess, right? Where it's like I definitely want to, and we've had a couple episodes that we did live stream on TikTok as well. I had like an instance a couple years ago where some guy and I were having like a little internet beef, and it was catching some traction. Ooh. So
wait a minute. Oh wait, was that one where that dude was like, he like allegedly took
some of my song? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. That's like my favorite song because you guys got into that whole like scuffle with it.
Yeah, good, man. I'm glad. It was it was an interesting thing, but a lot of people were like tapped in, especially over on TikTok. So we went live for those couple of episodes around that time, which some people tuned in for. It wasn't as much as we would have thought, but it was fun. It's fun to do. But yeah, I agree with you, man. I think there is some more stuff we can do. I do have like plenty of ideas for sure. It's just executing them is always.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
It can be. You think like, especially now. I mean, like I guess before I was like doing everything, I would like be like, okay, I have this idea, I have a camera, let's go do it.
Yeah. And
then you go do it, and you're like, oh, actually, I need this thing too. Oh, we need these participants. We need people's time.
Were there any examples of this? Because there are a few like videos you do have that stray away from like the podcast and music.
Yeah,
and those are good. I remember you did the run. You had
marathon,
TLPD for a bit.
Those were fun. We stopped doing those. We had to stop doing those. Yeah, we kind of had to stop doing those.
What happened?
Well, it was a show that was making fun of the cops TV show.
Oh,
but the thing was, because the hysteria at the time was like vapes, like Trump wanted to ban vapes, and everybody in the world was freaking out about kids and these vapes and whatnot. So we did these. The idea of this skit was like, there would always be a worse offense, like drug-wise, but the real thing that would like tick the cops off and that we would be like upset about and investigating was their usage of Juul pods, specifically like Juuls. And so it was kind of goofy, but then we literally, in one of the episodes, one of the police officers, he killed somebody.
Oh.
And then it was like, I want to say a month or so later when the George Floyd stuff started going on. And we were like, yeah, man, I think maybe we should just shelve this for a while. So, yeah. I also don't really like film or see any of the people that I did those shows with or those episodes with anymore. So, like, that makes it hard to do.
Oh, no, yeah.
A lot of it, I would love to do more sketches, honestly. Like, I would love to do some sketches, but I just have to find some people to do sketches with, I think. So,
Oh, dog, yeah.
But, yeah, we don't do a lot of videos anymore, aside from the pod. It's just sort of worked out that way. I did want to do, we had a dating show that I did a while back that we just ended up doing we settled for a trailer of the show because the women that were supposed to be in the show thought that we were human trafficking. So they called the cops on me. And I was like, no, you had to sign so many documents to be a part of the show. Like, and I'm a public figure, like not a public figure, but it's like, you can track all this stuff. Like if I was going to kidnap you, I would get in a lot of trouble and it would be pretty easy to find me. But yeah, so that didn't work either. But what do you have any ideas? Is something you'd like to see on the show? As someone who watches,
Well, you brought up influencer boxing. I mean, you've had a lot of influencers on the show.
yeah, you think I should fight one of them?
Get them all to like just make it like a bracket. You remember the Creator Clash?
Yeah.
iDubbbz was doing that. He's not doing that anymore. I feel like you should be the one to pick
One to step up. Yeah, maybe we could do like a lower budget, like local-ish thing.
That'd
I
be
tried
wicked.
getting me and the Milverine. We put it out there. I'm trying to get me and the Milverine versus Gruber Law and Charlie Barons because that's the biggest ticket in Milwaukee right there.
Right.
Influencer. Milverine said he wants to do a cage match. He doesn't want to do boxing.
Whoa, we could.
So I'm on his team because I'm trying to live. And yeah, I think us two versus them two, cage match, tag team.
Now, it sounds expensive, but I feel like if you find a good backyard, if you find a nice trampoline,
Yeah.
I think you're good to go.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think so too. Maybe I could convince like one or two people I've had. We could maybe do a detox bracket. I could just like go through the guest list of people who've been on and be like, hey, would you be interested in fighting somebody else? Somebody else on the show. I don't know if we've had we squashed a beef a long time ago, dude. There was a rap beef on this show between two other rappers.
Yeah.
And then they got on the show and they just immediately both folded and they were like, "Actually, I love you. Actually, I love you too." And I was like, "Okay."
Well, that's a good ending.
That's
then.
it was a good
Yeah.
ending. I wish they would have fought a little bit before that, entertainment
They
value
would have
wise.
like roughed up your stuff, man.
Yeah, I haven't had anybody walk out yet either. That's the other thing I'm waiting on. I'm sure it'll happen. Yeah, you can. You want to be the first. But yeah, okay. Aside from I guess doing a history lesson on the detox pod, I did have one surprise for us that I wanted us to try. I don't know if you've ever had this.
No.
Do you drink eggnog?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy eggnog?
Yeah.
I used to love eggnog when I was a kid. I don't really drink it as much anymore,
Right.
but I still enjoy it. It's good.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if you've heard about this trend that's going on right now where it's Dr. Pepper and eggnog together.
I feel like I saw that on TikTok.
And it's TikTok, and apparently it's supposed to be really good.
Really?
That's what people say.
Okay.
So I don't know. I know we have a little bit of a delay, but we got an assistant out there that's going to bring us in some Dr. Pepper and some eggnog, and we're gonna cheers it up, and you're gonna give me your rating on it.
Sure.
Deal. Yeah, we drink and eat lots of random dumb stuff on the show. Hopefully this is good.
Oh no, yeah.
We I feel like most of the time I'm eating shit, it is because it's like weird. So I feel bad for people that like watch the show or listen to the show, and I'm always like eating something terrible. I'm like, this is fucking awful.
Is there anything like super like nasty you've had?
What did we have? I had this Sour Patch Oreos were pretty fucking disgusting.
Oh yeah, I think
Those were pretty
I
gross.
remember those.
All right, let's check it out. Look at us go. We've got Dr. Pepper, eggnog, and some ice. Thank you. Everyone clap it up for our assistant, our wonderful assistant. Okay. Check this out. I had to go to Cermak today to get this. We got eggnog. Can they see that okay? Nice eggnog. Dr. Pepper. I'm not faking nothing. I got this little ice cube tray. Let's get a couple pieces of ice in here. I'll take a little bit in mine. You get a little bit in yours. Do you drink a lot of soda?
Yeah, I should probably not drink so much soda, but yeah.
How much soda do you think you drink?
I think I'm getting on like one a day. I gotta like.
What
dial it
soda?
back.
What soda are you drinking?
Root beer.
Root beer. Oh,
It's good.
Good
I mean,
taste though,
yeah,
man.
I
Good
dig it.
taste.
I know there's a whole, who's your root beer guy.
Who's what root beer is your favorite?
Recently, it's been A&W.
Oh, okay,
I know-
classic.
Mug is red. Barg is cool. I feel like there's more. Oh, Sprecher's. How could I do that? How could I even?
Sprecher's is the
Yeah.
goat, man. Sprecher's is the
best.
goat. Yeah, I'd definitely have to agree with that. They do Sprecher's has some crazy shit too. They have some crazy sodas. I think there's still a Sprecher's tap room available because they got rid of the restaurant that was in Lake Geneva,
Oh.
close to where we're from. But I think there's still a tap room, so I want to go there before it shuts down. But so okay,
nice.
we're gonna get to the Dr. Pepper and eggnog.
Is it
Now-
Dr. Pepper first and then eggnog,
Yeah.
or eggnog and Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper
Ah, whatever.
first, they say. Get that in the mic there. Somebody just busted. Somebody just busted in their pants. Now it said, okay, on the videos I watched, they said to do 3/4 eggnog, or 3/4 Dr. Pepper, 1/4 eggnog. So however much we do here, I'm gonna just do about here, and we'll do a little tap. Get there for you.
What did
You
you say?
don't- you don't-
3/4?
Yeah, or just however much you're gonna do. We're only gonna do about 1/4 of that eggnog, so you can
So
pick
there's a
however
lot
much
of
you like.
fizz. I'll try and dial it down.
Yeah, I might have to get a little bit more in mine too. You don't shake eggnog, right? It's been a long time. No, you don't. Damn, this is like an old school. This is like a carton. Look at that. Bring me back to my middle school days. Ooh, it's kind of fun. All right, I'm gonna take a tiny bit more just to make sure I got this the right. Or actually, we're about there. Yeah, we're good. All right, let's close this guy up. Do you wanna try this, or you can try it after, I guess. Yeah. All right, I'll move this out the way. Now, 1/4 of that. Let's see. I think like right there, just a little bit. Give it a stir. I should have got my actual bartending fucking spoons. Okay, you went a little bit more on the eggnog.
Did
think,
I?
Right? Or no?
Oh.
No, you're about the same. A little bit more.
Yeah, we're
That's
good.
fine. Yeah, about there
Give it a
though.
little shake.
Okay, check that out.
Oh. Ah.
It's sitting weird in there.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It doesn't look appetizing.
rough, man.
Okay, you want to cheers up?
It smells like. It smells alright.
All right. Cheers it up. Merry Chrysler.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, I dig it.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Wow. I was surprised. I thought I haven't had eggnog by itself in a while, so maybe I was unfamiliar.
You know what it is? I think it's like a root beer float.
Mm.
So I guess any soda would do.
Yeah, it's kind of like a creamy. It just made the Dr. Pepper kind of creamier. It's almost like a cream soda.
I get that. Yeah.
cream
it's,
Dr.
It's
Pepper?
like real chill. You
Yeah.
don't feel that fizz hitting you.
Yeah. I
good.
kind of like it because I don't drink soda anymore, really, other than when it's on the show.
It's a good loophole.
So yeah, if
Get
I,
you back into it. Just
Yeah, I'm relapsing
get a lot
right
of
now,
eggnog.
dude. Yeah, dude, I quit drinking soda. Actually, when I left high school, it was like I was trying to make the basketball team in college, and I was just like, you know what, I'm cutting soda out. And I just once a year when I drop an album or something, I'll drink a soda, because I used to fucking love soda, dude, any kind. I would drink when Mountain Dew Baja Blast. When they started selling that in the bottle. When we were in high school, there was a limited time. I was drinking 2 of those a day.
Would you buy 2 liters and just have them in your backpack and
Yeah.
stuff? I feel like
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a thing that definitely happened with a lot of kids
Yeah.
in our town.
Yeah, we
was the
did.
thing.
I used to sell soda at Lakewood at our grade school.
I swear I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Now you
I was
mentioned it, I was like, whoa, he's a soda peddler. That's pretty wicked.
I was around, dude. I was out here. I would go to Dollar General and I would buy. It used to be a 12-pack for $2.45.
No.
And then I would sell soda at lunch or in the hallway for $1 a can.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I was making low-key bands, bro. It was less than $2.50 for 12 of them, and I was selling them for $1 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to be a capitalist. It's crazy. Now I'm here. This is pretty good, dude.
Oh yeah.
I could keep sipping it actually.
Yours is still kind of doing that. Yours is a little bit more I can see it. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I gotta stir it harder, I think. If I had a straw, it'd maybe be better. What do you give it? 1 out of 10?
Honestly, probably a 10. Give it a shot. Yeah, actually, you know what? Dial it back to a 9 just because it's soda.
Yeah.
Because it's bad for you. But it's whatever.
Dude, yeah, eggnog is one of the worst things for you too. Actually, this is so bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it. Yeah, dude, I'll give it a 9 too. This is pretty good. This
Yeah.
might be one of the better things I've had on the show.
Dig it.
It's I like eggnog though. Some people fucking hate eggnog.
I hear that, and every time I hear that, I think, man, you're weird.
Why do you hate eggnog?
On one hand, okay, maybe some people are like, it's too creamy, but, just give it
Don't
to me.
drink a shot of it. Drink a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's some like candies even or some cakes that are like they're too sweet. That
Yeah.
You can't have a lot of it, but it's still for that first couple bites you're like, this is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So even if you're like eggnog, it's too much. Okay, well then don't have too much of it. Just have a little bit.
Yeah.
Be in the Christmas spirit.
Like a little lounging beverage.
Is there anything else that you really look forward to this time of year, Christmas time?
For Christmas time. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess the older you get, I mean, when I was younger, presents, but,
For
older
sure.
I get, I'm like, yeah, it's, whatever.
Do you have a favorite gift you got on Christmas ever?
Oh, man.
Something you look back on, you're like, wow, that was a special Christmas.
Getting my first Xbox 360 was pretty, was good. Good
Yeah.
feeling. It was a good vibe.
What did you play on it first? What was the first game you booted up?
I had Lego Indiana Jones,
Oh, classic,
which I
man.
went hard on.
Dude, such a good game.
And then Kung Fu Panda, which I don't know. I like the movie. I was like, I don't like it that much to
Yeah.
play the whole game. But
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
I do miss really bad, like, movie franchise video games.
oh, man.
They don't do those anymore.
They don't do them anymore. Yeah, they're great.
They're cheap to make. They were...
Some of them actually be hitting better than the movies. I know that X-Men Origins Wolverine video game is like everyone loves that game.
Is that the
but
newer one?
Movie? Oh no.
No, that's the old
The
one?
newer one,
The newer one's still in development, right? That's not out yet?
yeah, it's still in
Okay.
development.
Yeah.
But yeah, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Everyone hated the movie with good reason.
Yeah.
But then the game came out and everyone was like, "Yo, this is what the movie should have been from the right off the rip."
Really?
Yeah.
I never played that. I'm gonna check it out. I'm trying to think of another good like movie tie-in. Someone I know had the Shrek game, like Shrek 2 video game, and they said they loved the shit out of that. Like they played it. Oh no,
I
my
played it.
my girlfriend played the B movie video game,
Oh yeah, I remember
and she
that.
said she loves it. It's like one of her favorite games ever. It's the fucking B movie video game. I feel like a 9 is very high. We get from Melissa. No, it's good, man. You gotta try it. Dude. What is my favorite like movie tie-in video game? God, I can't think of any more off the top of my head. Dude, Toy Story did have one. Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Toy Story 2 is actually so fucking good because it's when Woody's gone. Like you play as Buzz and you have to do all these like weird missions to try to like rescue Woody. Dude, I gotta have him pull it up if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah.
It's-
go ahead.
I gotta have him pull it up. Look up the Toy Story PlayStation 1 video game. It was like ported to PS2, I think, also. Yeah. This game, I don't think I ever beaten it, but I loved this game. I played it so much, and I did like revisit it again, like towards like the end of grade school when I could like read, because when I was first playing it, I couldn't fucking read, so I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing. Yeah, this is the game, man. And you can turn the sound down just because it might be kind of loud. But this is what it looked like. This was my shit, bro. It's like a platforming game. Like, I mean, you're kind of like in these like random environments. One of the first missions is Andy's house, like, or his whole neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
And they had like secret missions and like extras you could get. But it was so much fun, dude. And riding a skateboard. I never beat the game, but level 12. You actually get to fight Zurg. I never made it that far, bro. I never made it past like the 3rd level. There's this one mission where you have to like fight a plane. You're like fighting like a toy fucking plane, like an RC plane.
Wow.
And I never got past that. But yeah, dude, it was pretty tough. And it was I just remember it was like a fever trip. That was one of my favorite games growing up. Do you have any games that like you just couldn't beat as a kid, or any bosses maybe?
That I just couldn't beat. I remember that Catherine game that came out from Atlas.
Catherine.
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah. It was about a dude who was cheating on his girlfriend, and
Jesus, this is a video game?
yeah. It was a well written story, but he the video game aspect of it is that you're like in this dream realm where there's just like blocks just dropping down and like making this big old like mountain that you're supposed to go up, because the boxes below you are starting to collapse. And if you survive, you survive in real life, but if you don't, then you die. But yeah, it was a good.
So
I
he-
like the game a lot.
So he's dying because he cheated on his girlfriend?
Well, if you're good at the game, you're probably gonna make it to not dying.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the cool thing about that game is that they'll give you like by the end of every round they'll say like they'll ask you like really like philosophical like questions on like marriage like does like when you're married is that like the beginning or the end of your life, and then you get like two choices, and whichever choice you make, be it good or bad, that tells you which girl you end up going away with, or nobody. You end up with nobody.
Whoa. What console is this on, or is this PC?
It was on the 360. I'm sure you can find it on the PC. Yeah, it was a good game. It was an older game though. So, yeah, like 360 days. Clearly.
Wow, shit, yeah.
But these were the same dudes that made the Persona games.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's legit.
Yeah, so they have that, and they have like Catherine, which they definitely put their work into.
Wow, that's
Yeah, I liked
interesting.
it.
Yeah, I never played that. I've never heard of it until today.
Yeah, it was a tough game. It was a Japanese game. It was a tough game. I had to go through it. I had to finish the game through like a playthrough. I just needed that
watching
like
it?
playing it. I'll admit that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I needed to I gotta know how do I get up there.
Yeah, dude, that's hilarious. I've done that with some like old Nintendo 64 games that like I went back and played, like trying to I was like, what is the best way to do this mission? Because some of the older games, I think, especially like really old games, some of them were not only hard, they were just like, I think because of the limitations of the hardware, there were certain missions where it was almost made for you to not fucking win. Because they trying to really stretch this game, like your playability of this game.
There's like three things that came to mind when you brought that up, because I thought, man, I went back to play one of my favorite video games back in the day was Gears of War 3.
Yeah.
They have there's a button you can like hold, which is pretty much your sprint, but it's like a roadie run where you like hunch down and then you just zip a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I got through it because the way the camera was made, it really like whipped you through it like
shakes while you're running.
Yeah. I don't know how I got through it. I love that game, but like I'm thinking back to it like how man, I had really bad eyesight or something.
Dude, with that, I mean, even some of these, like I used to play Sarge's Heroes Army Men on Nintendo 64. Dude.
Oh man, I would rent that game so many times.
Dude, I love that fucking game. I have it somewhere at my house.
The game rides, man.
But dude, there were some missions on that that I went back. I like playing as an adult. I was like, what's the best route? Like if I'm not putting cheats in, like what's the best way to actually beat this? Because it's like everybody has fucking auto aim on. Like they shoot you almost immediately. Like if they on certain missions, and I just remember that game being pretty tough. Even as an adult, I was like, oh yeah, some of this is hard, and the platforming is so fucking clunky in that game.
Yeah.
But I wish they would remake that. I wish that's like a game I would be totally cool with them remaking.
Yeah.
Like, just the creativity you could have of like, and I know there's a guy a dude doing it himself who has like it's not like a story based game, but it's like a multiplayer game where you play as a toy. But I think like toys like in general provide such fun, unique like ideas with like the Army Men. Because I remember there were certain missions where like you're in the fridge.
Oh yeah.
And you're like going around somebody's fridge and they've got like a carton of milk and all this other stuff. And I don't know, just like fun environments to make a shooter in. Like somebody got to do that, dude. And the lore was crazy. They had crazy lore in that game too. But yeah, I think another reason some of those games were so difficult because they were straight up ported from like arcades.
Oh yeah.
And certain arcade games were like actually I don't know what that was. Certain arcade games were like they're putting levels in or putting things in to make it harder for you to keep going.
Yeah.
With the hopes that you'll spend more money.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's part of it. I don't know what's going on with the computer right now. Anything we didn't get to today that we still need to get to before we wrap? We're approaching that time.
Nothing I can think of. What about you?
I don't think I have anything on the top of my head. I'm trying to figure out are you clicking something and then it's doing that?
No, I'm not doing it.
Oh. It looks like it could be over for this computer.
It's a bloopers episode.
Well, we are getting to that point. No, man, I just want to say thank you. If the computer doesn't blow up on us here and I have a second to do so, I want to say thank you for coming on and for always supporting the show. And whether you know it or not, your creativity has inspired me as well in many ways throughout my life. Always seeing you, how talented, and I know it's skilled as well because you work at it. But even from a young age, just seeing like how talented you were at drawing. First off, made me be like, okay, I'm not very good at this because I used to like think I was okay at it. But secondly, it just some of the coolest stuff, and it's beyond me that you can do what you do. So I hope people do check out your Instagram and see some of the stuff you can do. But it just means a lot to me that we've been able to keep in touch, and even if it's only every here and there, to do that. Now that we got to do this is here forever. So that's awesome.
Oh yeah, totally.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I got you, man.
I also want to say a quick shout out to everybody who tuned in live today. Go buy yourself some eggnog and some Dr. Pepper before the stores close, and try it because it's good for the holidays. Also, quick shout out to our patrons up on the screen right now. If you guys are interested in getting behind the scenes access to extra videos, extra podcasts, as well as a series where I break down how I mix, master, write, record every single one of my songs, go to patreon.com. You can help support the channel for as little as $1. That's patreon.com/Darren Rita to do that. Also, get shouted out at the end of every episode. Want to say a quick shout out to Alpine House 2 for sponsoring another episode of the show. That's at Alpine House 2 on Instagram. Guys, book an Airbnb, stay with them, and enjoy some of what the UP has to offer. It's very beautiful up there. With all that out of the way, this has been the 286th episode of the Detox Podcast, guys. I will see you guys after Christmas. So